Hello, I'm Fire Commissioner Lloyd Ayers with the Philadelphia Fire Department, and I would like to welcome you to Freedom from Fire. Here at Freedom from Fire, we bring special guests in so that you can hear how they work in the community, how they interact with the Philadelphia Fire Department, all to keep you safe in your home and in your environment. Sometimes we'll have experts in that are very expert in their field. They bring very important resources to our city, and we'll interview them and find out about what they do, what they aspire to do, and also we'll have special firefighters here. I know you're saying that all firefighters are special, but these are special firefighters. They're trained in community risk reduction, and you're going to hear exactly what they do in their firehouses and their fire safety and education districts. So here we are. We want to make sure that everyone keeps things basic, and when we start talking about basics, we start talking about our seat of safety, and that is 1, smoke alarms, 1 on every level, making sure that you test them on a weekly basis and that you are prepared with 2, a home fire escape plan, that you sit down with your family, work it out, 2 ways out of each room, make sure that everybody understands what to do. You're taking care of those who have those challenges, any type of a disability or any type of a physical challenge or mental challenge. You want to make sure that you take care of the young children, make sure that they can get out, and also your pets. You want to make sure that the pets can get out as well. And that third seat on that seat, third leg on that seat of safety, of course, is the home fire safety checklist. That home fire safety checklist gives you about 30 different items in about 6 different areas where you can check off yes or check off no. That yes means that you're all safe and your family has mitigated that particular item in your home. That no means that you have to either plan to get rid of that situation. It could be putting a new outlet in a dining room where you can plug in a lamp or something like that versus an extension cord. But that no means that you have to plan and get it done. And then finally, that last leg on that seat of safety is making sure that you take the home fire safety pledge, that you and your family will actually execute those things that you say that you will do. Very important. We've had a lot of fun this last month here in the city of Philadelphia. We've done so many different things. We started out with a dinner dance for Fire Prevention Month. We went through, we had our proclamation from the mayor, which was excellent. We also had an opportunity to do a citywide fire drill where everyone in the city was on the same page with fire prevention and fire escape planning. So we got together all of our engines and ladders in each and every fire safety district in the entire city came out, hit their sirens so that you could practice that plan that you have been setting up for you and your family. So that was a lot of fun. But this is also the season where we stop and we think about autumn. We start to think about winter's coming. So in the fire department, we send our general memorandums out so that we can have shovels for snow, salt for snow, and all of those things. We start early September. So you need to start in September as well. But if you haven't, get busy now. Make sure that you're preparing, that that heater is checked and ready to be turned on because you have cooler weather. Make sure that you prepare the windows and your doors with any type of weather stripping and things that may be needed so that you can keep that draft out and make sure you keep the heat in. And that's going to give you a warmer, more comfortable home, and you won't have to use space heaters and things like that. But if you do have to use space heaters, whether they're electrical space heaters or kerosene space heaters, make sure that you follow the manufacturer's instructions. Make sure that you check that heater to make sure it's serviceable for this season. So you'll look and look at those instructions, make sure that you've done everything that you need to do. Electrical heaters, plug directly into the wall. No extension cords. No switches other than a direct plug into the wall. Make sure that that's what you do for your electrical heaters. You want to make sure that kerosene heaters, clean the wick, get a new wick, make sure that it's serviceable for this year. Use only K1 kerosene. K1 kerosene, that's the only thing that you should use in the kerosene heaters. And make sure that heaters have space. They need space. Space heaters need space. 3 feet, at least 3 feet from anything combustible. And make sure that you follow all of those instructions, and that's an adult activity, no children involved. Okay, so as we prepare for the winter and we prepare to move into another season, I have a special person here. That is firefighter Harry McGee from the Fireman's Hall Museum, and he's a very special person. He's also our curator. Now, I'm not going to explain what a curator is. You know what a curator is. Those persons that take care of things that are special to us, take care of those things and keep them in a historical perspective, make sure that they're kept in pristine and mint condition. Well, I'll cut it out. Harry McGee, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your career, and how you've taken care of our historical society and our museum for so long.
Commissioner, it's good to be with you again. I started out in the fire department in 1973 in November, and I worked at Engine 9. I ended up working in the field in different assignments until 1985 when I came down to the museum to take care of the museum. And I was assigned at the museum from 1985 until I retired in June of this year, 2013.
And you've done a wonderful job.
And you and I have been able to do a lot of things together. Yes, it's when you talk about the museum, I always you talk about being a curator. I always tell everybody I was the keeper of the keys. I had the keys to the kingdom, and by that I meant that. Under my watch, which I thought was, a very, very special job, was to maintain the security of everything that was involved and update the things that was involved within the fire service and within what we had here in Philadelphia.
Well, how's retirement suit you so far?
I'm good. Nancy and I are good. We're the children are out of the house and we're by ourselves, and Nancy, still works down at the museum, and I've been back and forth down there, but it's good. It's good to have some time off.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. Time off means the family keeps you busy, right?
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. And I got a big family.
And so, you've earned the time off, though. You've put in good time in and out of the streets of the city of Philadelphia, and some of the times when fires were at their worst, when the perils that our citizens faced was at a very high magnitude, when you stopped, whether it was south, north, northeast Philadelphia, Germantown, lots of fires. And now we've had a chance to get those down a bit. Now, Fireman's Hall Museum is a part of that. The fire prevention activities, bringing the children there. Let's talk about that. And also, what's the cost?
Well, the big thing is it's free.
Okay.
It's free.
Now, what do you get for free?
Well, you get to see when you walk into the museum. The thing that I really like is there's a firefighter on duty. The firefighter knows the ins and outs of what's going on. If you have any questions as far as safety questions, we've been there, we've done it, we can give you the direct answer. And after that, you walk through the museum and you can immerse yourself or look at whatever you want to look at inside. There's some interactive things that we have. We have an interactive 911. We have an area upstairs that, actually, let me back up on the interactive 911. It's actually a kiosk that tests you on your skills of when not to call 911. One of the things that I found that I thought was very important was that I always encourage children to call 911 because we tell them to stay away from the phone and not to play with the phone, but at the same time, What we really need to do is we need to empower them to know when to call 911. And this exhibit that we have is phenomenal for that.
Absolutely. We've seen the big yellow buses roll up and all of those children pile off, and just look at that museum with awe, you know, going through and practicing on that 311 kiosk. Now, how long has it been in existence?
I believe that the museum actually, I'm sorry, the museum was opened in 1967. A couple fire buffs, and you know there are people that are interested in fire, approached Commissioner McCary and asked him if they could have a place to open a fire museum. And they picked Engine 8 right there at 2nd and Quarry, which is 147 North 2nd Street. And they worked for 2 years, and it opened up in 1967.
Fantastic.
And you know, it closed again, and it wasn't closed because it needed to be closed. It was closed for renovations, and they actually built an addition on and opened that in 1977.
Well, I would tell you the vision that they had at that time to create the museum, and then to continue to bring in such wonderful artifacts and keep them on display, and even changing some displays has been great. But I will tell you, when I walk up those stairs and I look at that beautiful stained glass window, tell me about that stained glass.
The stained glass window was actually made in, I always say, Lower Chestnut Hill, Upper Mount Airy, right there on Winston Road. It's a 5-section stained glass window that depicts firefighting in action. There's 8 figures. They're going up ladders. They're crawling. They're squirting nozzles and hoses. Today, to create that window would cost $40,000. I believe beautiful. That window was a gift from the Historical Corporation to the museum. At the time, it was $7,500. But it's beautiful.
It is absolutely beautiful, beautiful. And I noticed that when I gaze below the window, I see the fallen firefighter board, those firefighters who've lost their lives in the line of duty here in the city of Philadelphia. Now, we also have a display of 911, those firefighters that lost their lives in 911.
Right.
So, a question, do you get a lot of visits to those 2 displays?
Absolutely. There's with the ability of the website, with people to be able to shop ahead and look ahead, a lot of times they'll come in and they know what we have around. We'll talk about our memorial board. Our memorial board actually covers the volunteer departments from 1791 up to 1870. There were 70-some firefighters in the volunteer times that perished. And then from 1871 to the present, we have our members of the Philadelphia Fire Department. The names are etched below on 12 by 12 tiles. They're actually laser cut. It's a beautiful cut, so that if you wanted to take a piece of paper and move your hand back and forth with a pencil over a piece of paper, you could actually see the imprinted name on the paper.
Yes.
And then right below them are the old name tags that we had that were on the old board that are made of brass, and they were all hand stamped, Chief. They were all hand stamped, my great-grandfather being one of those. And we decided that we would keep that because that's a Philadelphia tradition to have those names stamped on there and put in the case. So we do it both ways. And the display on the first floor, the 9/11 display, it's magnificent. It captures the apparatus floor. From the beginning of your walk down from the doors in the front of the museum, when you walk that way and you turn around, it's probably about 14 by 20.
Yes.
It was all donated.
Huge.
The large pictures were donated by Quaker Photo and Sparks Exhibits. What they did is they put up all the other work, the members of the firefighters. A lot of times we have men and women and families that come together come down just to see their name on their family's name on the board. And I believe, Chief, that we were the first
Absolutely.
in the country to have anything. If you remember, Maggie
Yes.
Strucker, who is still on the board, did a great job with that.
Yes, she did. Yes. Now, the children, they're welcome, and they come in and they have displays on the second floor that's just for them, and I like that aspect of it. They can walk around. It's like a cartoon, and they walk through and they learn a fire safety message there. Now, are there any new exhibits planned?
Yes, we're pretty excited. We hope by 2014 we're going to be able to have KME, who we get our apparatus from. We've been in talks with them. They are going to supply us with a cab painted, and I believe it's going to have warning lights and everything like that on it. It will be at floor level so that the kids come in and see what it's like to sit in a real fire truck.
Now, one question. Can groups come there privately?
Groups can come. We'd like a phone call to let us know when you're coming. We also rent the museum out for corporate affairs and different things like that.
Well, let's give them the website.
Okay, it's Fireman's Hall Museum.org.
All right, fantastic. I'd like to thank you very much for being here with me today. It's been great, and the work that you did is hard work, hard work. I can't imagine it being done any better by anyone else. So thank you very much.
Thank
and
you,
enjoy
Chief.
your retirement.
It was my pleasure.
All right. And don't touch that dial. We'll be back in about 2 minutes, and stay here with us, Freedom from Fire. Lloyd Ayers with the Philadelphia Fire Department, and I'm joined by Mr. Cal Rudman, philanthropist and president of the Cal and Lucille Rudman Foundation, also honorary fire commissioner of the Philadelphia Fire Department. Together with Drexel University's Antoinette Westphal College of Media Arts and Design, we are able to present to you the Philadelphia Fire Safety App. This app can be accessed through your desktop or laptop computer, but what's really convenient is you can get it on your smartphone. This app is loaded with useful information covering a vast array of subjects relevant to you and anyone who has ever had a question about the Philadelphia Fire Department or emergency services they can provide. Let me tell you about some of the features on the app. There's a fire safety checklist, a list of over 25 questions that help you check to see if your home or apartment is safe. There's an emergency preparedness section dealing with tornadoes, hurricanes, terrorism, and even earthquakes. There's a dorm safety section. This gives you general information about safe dorm living and what you should be thinking about should the fire alarm sound in your building. There's a section about the emergency services that the fire department provides, along with EMS and CPR tips, and a very handy hospital locator. The Red Cross entry can give you immediate, on-the-spot, step-by-step treatments for common first aid emergencies. And don't think our information app doesn't consider every member of the family. There's even an entry for and about your pets. Today, I'm just giving you a snippet of what you will find with our new fire safety app. What I really enjoy telling you is it's all free. Cal, you've been pretty patient. What would you like to tell our friends?
Hey, fire safety app, stay alive with that.
That's right, Cal. To get the new fire safety app, go to freedomfromfire.com/FSapp. Again, that's freedomfromfire.com/FSapp. And oh yeah, did I tell you it's free?
Well, I heard that.
Welcome back to Freedom from Fire. I'm your host, Lloyd Ayers, with the Philadelphia Fire Department. And I'd like to talk to you about the importance of community risk reduction. Community risk reduction is the idea, the action, the programs that say you can reduce all of the risk in your community, risk in your home, risk in your school, risk in your business, and start to mitigate those or completely remove them so that your workers, so that your family, so that your children, so that the school children, whoever, can have a safe environment to play in, to live in, to work in. And that's the whole concept. The idea is to make sure that you create programs to get that accomplished. And today I have a special guest with me, and we have one of our newer firefighters, and that is Guggen Kumar. Guggen Kumar. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
He's been with the fire department for a little while. You want to talk to the folks and tell them a little bit about your experience so far?
Been with the Philadelphia Fire Department for about a year now. It's definitely nothing like I've ever had before. It's the best job in the world for me. I'm stationed at Engine 45 in North Philadelphia. Got a great group of guys with me that are leading me, and I'm just grateful to be on the job.
Well, I will tell you, Guggen, it's a pleasure to sit here with you today because your class was the first class to have the Community Risk Reduction Program, not only in Philadelphia, but in the entire country. Philadelphia and Alexandria, Virginia were the first two cities to even look at the concept to actually build it into the way that we change our culture and the way that we move forward. So I'm sure you had a really nice time learning that. They told me it was quite a bit to learn, and when I was going through it, I said it's quite a bit to learn, but I knew that once we bring that into our thought patterns and to our operations, that we could indeed start to have less risk in the community. Definitely. So in your understanding, what is community risk reduction?
My understanding, community risk reduction, it's been around for quite some time, but newly adapted by the Philadelphia Fire Department, and like you said, first in the country. It helps deliver safety messages in order to reduce injury and property loss by correcting the common hazards found in someone's home.
Okay, now what's the fire department's role in community risk reduction?
Each unit in the fire department has a local area, and every unit goes out to a designated area in their local, and again helps deliver safety messages with the help from home fire safety survey, and also they teach families on how to develop their own family escape plan. So in case a fire does occur, they know how to react and get to safety.
Well, you've been in and out of homes now. What's one of the most common hazards that you find in homes?
Every time we do a fire safety survey, there's a checklist we go through that covers numerous things, but one of the things we tend to find the most is faulty smoke detectors. Sometimes people just take the battery out when they're cooking because the alarm is easily activated, or they just don't forget to put the batteries back in. We advise that you keep the batteries, and sometimes, the batteries are even low. They'll take the batteries out because the chirps get annoying. They're supposed to be annoying, so you remember to replace the batteries. We easily just check over their smoke detectors. We either replace the batteries for them or install a new one if they don't have one.
Now, the new ones that we install, they're city compliant and code compliant. Yes. And that is 10 years, right?
Lithium-ion battery, yes.
Absolutely. So that education that they get, I'm sure they appreciate us coming in, knocking on those doors, making sure that folks are safe. So that's a good thing.
Definitely.
Now, I would like for you to help me to lead all of those wonderful viewers out there through the Fire Safety Pledge. And that home fire safety pledge is the last leg in the stool. It's about execution. So I'm going to raise my right hand, and you can raise yours, and we're going to repeat it together so that folks can understand how to be safe. I love my family, and I am responsible for their safety. Therefore, I pledge the following. I pledge to have at least one working smoke alarm on each level of my home. I pledge to test my alarms as recommended and replace my alarms with new lithium battery-powered alarms when needed. I pledge that every family member will sleep with their bedroom door closed. I pledge to develop and practice a home escape plan. I pledge that if I cannot afford smoke alarms, I will call the non-emergency number 311 or visit www.phila.gov/311. All this I do solemnly pledge. Well, Guggen, I'd like to say thank you so much. I appreciate what you're doing, and I hope you have a very successful career, and I'm sure that you will.
Thank you for having me, Commissioner.
Thank you so much. And this is Fire Commissioner Lloyd Ayers. Thank you for being with us here on Freedom from Fire. God bless.